ग्रीटिंग्स ऑफ द डे फ्रेंड्स. तर आपण बघत आहोत सेकंड युनिट मेकॅनिक्स ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर, सिम्पल स्ट्रेसेस आणि स्ट्रेन. तर यामध्ये फर्स्ट लेक्चरमध्ये आपण बघितलं टाईप्स ऑफ बॉडी, त्यानंतर इलास्टिक बॉडी, प्लास्टिक बॉडी, रिजिड बॉडी, त्यानंतर टाईप्स ऑफ लोड, त्यामध्ये टेन्साईल आणि कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह, शिअर फोर्स, बेंडिंग फोर्स असे टाईप्स ऑफ लोडिंग्स आपण बघितले. तर आजच्या या लेक्चरमध्ये आपण बघणार आहोत स्ट्रेसेस, त्यानंतर इट्स टाईप्स, स्ट्रेन अँड ऑल्सो इट्स टाईप्स. तर फर्स्ट सुरुवात करूयात स्ट्रेसपासनं. द इंटरनल रेजिस्टिंग फोर्स डेव्हलप पर युनिट क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया इज डिफाईन्ड ॲज स्ट्रेस. म्हणजेच काय, जर बॉडीवरती एखादा एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाय केला आणि त्या बॉडीवरती एक्सटर्नल फोर्समुळे जो इंटरनल फोर्स डेव्हलप होतो आहे, तर त्या इंटरनल फोर्स डेव्हलप झालेला आहे तर पर युनिट क्रॉस सेक्शनल आपण एरिया जर कन्सिडर केला, म्हणजेच इंटरनल रेजिस्टिंग फोर्स अपॉन क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया, तर जी काही क्वांटिटीज तुम्हाला भेटेल ती क्वांटिटीज म्हणजे काय असणार आहे, तुमचा स्ट्रेस. जसं की एखादी बॉडी कन्सिडर केली आपण रेक्टँग्युलर आणि त्याच्यावरती फोर्स अप्लाय केला पी किलो न्यूटनचा, आणि त्या बॉडीचं जर क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया ए असेल तर स्ट्रेस काय होईल, पी अपॉन ए. ओके. और सेकंड डेफिनेशन आहे स्ट्रेसची, इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स अगेन्स्ट डिफॉर्मेशन्स. सेम आहे दोघांचाही अर्थ. तर सिग्मा इज स्ट्रेस इज डेनोटेड बाय अ लेटर सिग्मा, इज अ ग्रीक लेटर sigma, and the SI unit of stress is Newton per mm square or kilonewton per meter square or megapascal or gigapascals. तर नंतरच्या लेक्चरमध्ये आपण या युनिटचं कन्वर्जन कसं आहे ते बघणारच आहोत. सध्यापुरते फक्त तुम्ही नावही जरी लक्षात ठेवले तर भरपूर होईल. न्यूटन पर mm स्क्वेअर. तर स्ट्रेसचं युनिट फोर्स अपॉन एरिया, तर फोर्सचं युनिट असतं न्यूटन आणि एरिया मीटर स्क्वेअर किंवा MM स्क्वेअर. तर स्ट्रेसचं युनिट झालं न्यूटन पर MM स्क्वेअर किंवा न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वेअर. तर नेचर ऑफ स्ट्रेसेस जे असतात ते टेन्साईल किंवा कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह असू शकतात. दोघंही नेचर जे स्ट्रेसेस असतात. जनरली टेन्साईल स्ट्रेसेस आपण पॉझिटिव्ह कन्सिडर करतो फॉर साइन कन्व्हेन्शन, आणि कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह स्ट्रेसेस हे निगेटिव्ह कन्सिडर करतो. तर या ठिकाणी डायग्राममध्ये बघू शकतात तुम्ही, एक सर्क्युलर क्रॉस सेक्शनल बॉडी किंवा बार आपण रॉड कन्सिडर केला आहे आणि त्या रॉडवरती एक्सटर्नल पी किलो न्यूटनचा फोर्स टेन्साईल नेचरचा अप्लाय केला आहे. तर ड्यू टू दिस पी किलो न्यूटन लोड इन बॉडी देअर इज internal resisting force R is developed. So this R or internal resisting force is equal to the external applied force up to the certain limit, means up to the elastic limit. तर त्या इलास्टिक लिमिट ज्या आहेत त्या बघणारच आहोत आपण स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्वमध्ये. तर त्या लिमिटपर्यंत जर बॉडीवरती लोड अप्लाय केलेला असेल तर इंटरनल रेजिस्टिंग फोर्स is equal to the external applied load. So sigma is equal to, means stress is equal to resisting force upon cross sectional area. So resisting force is denoted by capital R and cross sectional area is capital A. So R by A. So resisting force is equal to the external applied force P. So P by A is stress. Sigma is equal to P by A. Then types of stress. There are generally three types: direct stress, shear stress and bending stress. And the direct stress is also divided into two types: tensile and compressive stress. So first, direct stress. So direct stress is also called as normal stress. The stress which acts normal to the plane on which the force acts axially are called as direct stress or normal stress. म्हणजे असा स्ट्रेस जो की बॉडीच्या प्लेनवरती नॉर्मली ॲक्ट केलेला असेल, म्हणजेच परपेंडिक्युलर डायरेक्शनला जर प्लेन असेल, परपेंडिक्युलर टू द प्लेन जर असेल लोड, तर तो स्ट्रेस असतो डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस. आणि डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस इज डेनोटेड बाय सिग्मा सफिक्स 0. आणि डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेसचे 2 टाईप्स आहेत. देअर आर डिवायडेड इंटू 2 टाईप्स, टेन्साईल स्ट्रेस आणि कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह स्ट्रेस. सो टेन्साईल स्ट्रेस, when 2 equal and opposite pull is applied on the member, then member or body is subjected to tension and stress is so developed into the body is called as टेन्साईल स्ट्रेस. म्हणजेच एखाद्या बॉडीवरती जर आपण पुल नेचरचे फोर्स किंवा लोड ॲक्ट केले, तर त्या बॉडीमध्ये जो स्ट्रेस डेव्हलप होणार आहे तो होणार आहे टेन्साईल स्ट्रेस डेव्हलप. सो पुल नेचरचे फोर्सेस म्हणजे कसेच, तर यामध्ये फिगरमध्ये बघू शकता तुम्ही. कन्सिडर दिस इज अ बॉडी अँड द लोड ॲक्टिंग ऑन इच दी अवे फ्रॉम दी बॉडी, द ॲरो or the load is acting away from the body, that is called as pull nature of force. Tensile stress is denoted by sigma suffix t. So sigma suffix t is tensile stress. So tensile stress is applied or internal resisting force upon area, so P upon A. So P is axial tensile force and A is cross sectional area. Then compressive stress, when 2 equal and opposite push is applied on the member, then member or body subjected to compression and the stress is so developed into the body is called compressive stress. आता या ठिकाणी मागील केसमध्ये, टेन्साईल केसमध्ये आपण काय केलेत, बॉडीवरती पुल नेचरचे लोड अप्लाइड केलेत. या ठिकाणी कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह स्ट्रेसमध्ये काय करणार आहोत, पुश नेचरचे जे लोड आहेत ते अप्लाय केलेत आणि त्या पुश नेचरच्या लोडिंगमुळं किंवा कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह लोडिंगमुळं जो स्ट्रेस डेव्हलप होतोय तो कुठल्या टाईपचा होतोय, कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह स्ट्रेस. तर या ठिकाणी तुम्ही बघू शकता, कन्सिडर अ बॉडी and the load acting on towards the body is called as compressive loads. This P kilonewton load is compresses the body from 2 sides. So compressive stress is denoted by sigma suffix C for compression and T for tension. So sigma suffix C. So sigma C is equal to P by A and P is axial compressive force and A is cross sectional area. Then shear stress. Shear stress, when equal and opposite forces acts tangentially on body across the resisting section, then the body tends to shear off or slide across the section. In such a case, the stress is so developed in body is called as shear stress. So in body, when tangentially load is applied on the surface, so this force is called as shear force, and due to this force, tangential force or shear force, the stress is developed is called as shear stress, and it is shear stress is denoted by a letter small q or tau, and the SI unit of shear stress is also same as stress unit, so Newton per mm square or megapascal or gigapascals. So considered two rectangular plate connecting by means of rivets or bolt, and the two tensile force P kilonewton is applied on these two rectangular plates, and due to this external applied force P, the body tends to shear off or slide on each other's plane, and in the section of the rivet the stress is developed is called as shear stress, and the plane which is called as plane of shear on the surface which shear stress is developed, it's called as plane of shear, and the load P is called as shear force. So shear stress Q or tau is equal to P upon A, and P is called shear force and A is called cross section of a rivet. Why the area of rivet is considered? Because the shearing action will take place in the cross section of rivets. So the area consideration is called cross section of rivets. So cross sectional area of rivet is pi by 4 into d square, and d is diameter. Then punching shear. The shear stress produced due to punching in a plate is called punching shear stress. So while punching the plate, the stress is developed in the plate is called as punching shear stress. So consider this is a rectangular plate having thickness T and a punch having a diameter D, and due to applying compressive force on punch and plate, the punching action will take place, and due to this punching action there is shear stress is developed, and the load applied on the punch is called as shear force, and the area cross sectional area considered or resisting this shear force is circumferential area of this plate. So pi into dt, circumferential area. So punching shear stress tau is equal to P by A. P is punching force or shear force, and A is shearing area or resisting area, pi d into T. So pi is circumference of diameter of circle, d is diameter, and T is thickness of plate. So shear or punching stress is equal to P upon pi dt. Then bending stress. In case of column or C-clamp, when an eccentric load is acts on a body, then the stress developed is called as bending stress. So consider this is a column and the eccentric load P is act on this column, and due to this eccentric load P at a distance E is applied from the centroidal axis of column, and due to this eccentric load the stress developed is called as bending stress. Then strain. When a body of elastic material is acted upon by an axial force, it undergoes change in dimensions, and this change in dimension per unit original dimension is called as strain. Means what? It is the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension is called as strain. So strain is denoted by letter small e or epsilon, and it is the ratio of two similar quantities, so it has no unitless quantity of strain. So strain small e is equal to change in dimension divided by original dimensions. So types of strain. So first is linear strain or longitudinal strain, then lateral strain, volumetric strain, and shear strains. Linear strain is divided into two types, tensile strain and compressive strain. So first, a linear strain. When the body of elastic material is subjected to a load, then there is change in length in a direction of applied force, and this change in length per unit original length is called as linear strains. Linear strain म्हणजे काय मग? It is the ratio of change in length to the original length, and linear strain is denoted by E suffix linear. E stands for strain and linear is types of strain. So linear strain. So A linear is equal to change in a length means delta L by capital L. So delta L is change in length and capital L is original length. So it is the ratio of these two quantities is called linear strain. So consider this is a rectangular bar subjected to tensile force P along its length and having length of bar is L meter, and due to this applied tensile force P, bar gets deformed at delta L, its change in length, and the ratio of these two quantity, that is delta L by L, is linear strain. Linear strain is also called as longitudinal strain, primary strain, or simply strain. The sign convention for this tensile and compressive strain. So generally tensile strain is taken as positive, whereas compressive strain taken as negative. Strain is the ratio of two similar quantities, hence it has no unit as earlier discussed. Then lateral strain, second type of strain. When the body of elastic material is subjected to load, then there is change in lateral dimensions, means perpendicular to the applied force. So change in lateral dimension, that is change in width, change in thickness in case of rectangular bar, and change in diameter in case of circular bar. This change in lateral dimension to original lateral dimension is called as lateral strain or secondary strains. So in linear strain there is change in length upon original length, and in lateral strain it is change in lateral dimension to the original dimensions. It is always acts at a right angle to the direction of applied force. The dimension will changes right angle to the applied force. In figure we can see the detailed concept. There is a rectangular bar having cross-sectional width B and length L, and the compressive force P is acting on this, and due to this compression the lateral dimension is changed, or this lateral dimension is changed as a delta B from both sides, and this lateral strain is change in width upon original width. Similar as linear strain. In linear strain there is linear dimension, means longitudinal dimension it changes, and in lateral strain lateral dimensions it changes. So change in lateral dimension upon original lateral dimension means change in width upon original width in case of rectangular bars, and in case of circular bar having diameter d, due to the applied compressive force the cross sectional dimension changes. So is change in diameter. So this change in diameter to the original diameter is also called as lateral strain. Note, when axial tensile force acts on a body, then its length increases but width and thickness decreases. When tensile forces act on a body, so due to the extension of this length, the other two dimension decreases. And when compressive forces acts on a body, then its length decreases and width and thickness increases. Then volumetric strain. When the body of elastic material is subjected to external force on its faces, then there will be change in its volume, and this change in volume per unit original volume is called as volumetric strain. So when body is subjected to forces on its three faces or three directional x, y and z, then the volume of a body will be changed due to these applied forces, and the ratio of this change in volume upon original volume is called as volumetric strain, and the volumetric strain is denoted by E suffix V, and E suffix V is equal to delta V by V. So delta V is change in volume and V is original volume. Volumetric strain is algebraic sum of all linear strain. So the summation of all the linear strain is called as, means linear strain in x direction, linear strain in y direction and linear strain in z direction. The summation of these three directional strain is called as volumetric strain also. And then shear strain. Shear strain is defined as the change in angle between lines that were originally perpendicular. The change in angle between the lines which is originally perpendicular due to the applied force is called as shear strain. So consider this is a rectangular body, and on this body the external force P is applied on this, and due to this P the body will slide or shear off at point from S to S1 and point from R to R1, and this change in angle between this perpendicular angle to the theta or phi angle is called as shear strain. So phi is equal to the change in angle is called shear strain. So phi is equal to R1 by RQ. So shear strain is denoted by letter phi, and this phi angle is known as shear strain. It is calculated by the opposite side upon adjacent side. So R1 upon RQ. This change in angle is called as shear strain. So ओके, यानंतर नेक्स्ट लेक्चरमध्ये आपण डिस्कस करूयात इलास्टिसिटी, स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्व फॉर ब्रिटल मटेरियल, फॉर माइल्ड स्टील, फॉर कॉन्क्रीट मटेरियल, etc. Okay, thank you very much.